Hey friends, for a long time I've been eyeing the Swig Christmas cookie recipe. Yesterday I had the perfect opportunity because my ward had a cookie exchange. When I mentioned this idea to my husband, his eyes lit up and I said, "How many should I make?" And he said, "Lots." So I proceeded to quadruple the recipe. I started throwing all the ingredients in my trusty Bosch mixer, and I realized a couple ingredients in that I didn't have enough to quadruple the recipe. Well, then I started noticing a little bit of resentment creep in, thinking, this is his fault. If he didn't want lots of cookies, then I would have enough ingredients, but I had already started. So I hopped in the car and kind of grumbled to myself about I had to go to this stupid grocery store and it's the close one and it's expensive, and as I opened the door, a pile of Dunkin' Donuts trash cascaded out of my car onto my driveway. So then I layered some irritation on top of my resentment. And as I drove, my check engine light came on. So then I layered a little bit of anger to that. And I went to the store, I came back, and I was just grumbling as I was going, not really outwardly, but inwardly. And I went to put the rest of the ingredients in my Bosch, and it was full to the brim. And I realized I still had 9 cups of flour that I still needed to mix in. And I was up against a deadline. So then I layered some stress to the resentment and the anger and all the other stuff I was feeling. And it was messy. My emotions, the kitchen, all of it was messy. So as I realized I had to dump the whole mess into a big giant bowl, and the only way to do it was just to get in and mix it by hand. And I had plenty of time to think. And I stopped and I asked myself, what are really the facts? Because I was pretty mad. And I looked back, I kind of rewound the event in my mind, and I realized my husband didn't ask me to make 4 times the recipe. That was my thought about it. So here I was harboring all this resentment that I kept layering more and more emotions on over something he didn't even say. It was my own thought. And it was kind of funny. I was literally elbows deep into cookie dough as I sat there and mixed it all in. And it was kind of refreshing to be like, oh, that was my thought that created all that. And it gave me the power back. And I was able to stop and show up how I wanted to. And I'll tell you, cleaning up that mess in the kitchen was a lot more fun to go with it with a fuel of humor and determination and empowerment than it would have been resentment and anger and all those other layers of emotion. Was kind of like a Jenga stack of emotions that were just ready to topple at any time. If you are wrestling with a stack of your emotions and not really sure what to do with them, I would love to talk to you about it. Please reach out, DM me or email me, and let's set up a mini session so you can look at your stack of emotions, because maybe it's not as bad as you think. And just for the record, the cookies were amazing and I highly recommend them. But please, for the love of Pete, do not quadruple the recipe. Merry Christmas, my friends.